It is 6:30 on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, and time for the Municipal Building Authority of Murray City. So the meeting agenda is, let's see, call to order, which I've done that, welcome. And we also have approval of minutes for the Municipal Building Authority meeting for March 5th, 2024. So I would appreciate
I move to approve the minutes from our meeting of March 5th, 2024.
do we have a second?
I second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All right, then we will, we call the. call the
Mr.
roll.
Hawk.
Aye.
Mr. Pickett.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye. All right, we have one business item, and that is to consider a resolution adopting the tentative budget of the Municipal Building Authority of Murray City as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024, and ending June 30th, 2025, giving notice and scheduling a public hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted. Brenda Moore presenting. Hi, Brenda.
Just a second, they put it on a new machine because of security reasons, and, okay, here we go. I did a really long presentation. There's the cover sheet. Okay, this is the budget, highlights for the MBA budget. It is receiving transfers from the Public Works funds for $1,012,000. Most of these we have already discussed. It's receiving rent, and that equals the debt service on both the Public Works and the City Hall bonds for a total of $3.1 million. It's allocating $95,000 to additional City Hall Christmas lights. We're going to keep those as a surprise. I'm not going to show a picture, mostly because we haven't done the procurement yet, and we're not sure exactly. We have an idea, but we're not sure exactly what we're going to do. Allocating $60,000 for any need City Hall building adjustments. We are finding a few things here and there that we like to adjust, and this is just a good way to fund those. And then allocating $19.1 million towards the Public Works project. And then in September, we will have another meeting, and we will roll forward whatever they don't use that I have left in the MBA budget at that point. So that is what the MBA budget consists of. Do you have any questions? Okay, and tonight you're just approving the tentative budget, the tentative budget, and setting a public hearing date, which will be June 4th, and that day you will approve the final budget.
June 4th will be the.
June 4th.
Okay. All right, are there any questions for Brenda? Okay, then I'll take a motion.
I will motion to approve the resolution adopting the tentative budget of the Municipal Building Authority of Murray City as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025, giving notice and scheduling a public hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted.
I will second that.
All right. Would you call the roll?
Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Mr. Pickett.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye. Okay, we have conducted our business, so this MBA Authority meeting is adjourned.
Going to now move into our city council meeting. Oh, sorry, we have 1 minute. And then we'll start, so take a breather, everybody. Okay,
Now we can go officially. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All council members are here and accounted for, and welcome everybody. It's good to see a semi-packed room, but it's always good to have you here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started and call to order. And I have invited Penelope, who's one of our neighbors, and her Girl Scout troop to come up and say the pledge. Give me a second. Can we get the microphone for them since they can't reach the microphone? The little handheld mic? Oh, yes. Okay. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and excuse the mayor for not being here. And we have Doug in his place.
Testing.
There we go. All right, girls, if you guys can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, girls, stay right there. I have something for you, so bear with me 1 second. All right, thank you, everyone. I just gave them a city council pen for their pledge. We used to hand them out to the Boy Scouts, so we'll start a new tradition and hand them out to the Girl Scouts when they come. So thank you so much, ladies, for being here. All right, we'll go ahead and move on and to our agenda item, to approval of the minutes for council meeting April 16th, 2024. I will ask for a motion.
I make a motion for the approval of the minutes of April 16th, 2024.
I'll second.
Okay, got a first and a second.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Mr. Pickett?
Aye.
Ms. Cutter?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye. All right, that motion has passed, and we'll move on to our special recognition. Item number 1, I'll have Amanda and Noah meet me at the podium. Recognition of Noah Shaw, Utah Youth of the Year for the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Salt Lake. I'll meet you at the podium. This microphone. Okay. Well, we'll use this mic, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to read our special recognition to you, and then I'll have Amanda say a few words. Amanda's with the Greater Salt Lake of Boys and Girls Club, and Noah was a recipient of the, what was it? The Youth of the Year for Greater Salt Lake, and he's representing the state of Utah at the national conference here in the next few weeks, right?
Next week.
Next week, okay. So Murray City Special Recognition presented to Noah Shaw in recognition of exceptional consistent growth, exemplary leadership, qualities, and exuberant attitude with unwavering belief in the potential of young people for outstanding achievement and accomplishment, remarkable commitment, and steadfast endurance. Congratulations on being named Youth of the Year for the Boys and Girls Club Greater Salt Lake and Utah Youth of the Year by the Boys and Girls Club of America. This is a recognition from us on the council and the mayor, and we also put a little gift certificate there from Jimmy John's for you. So, yeah, go ahead.
Can we get a photo real quick?
Yeah. Oh, and
Personal privilege photo? Get in here, Noah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Stay up here with me for a minute, Noah. Thank you.
Oh, that's for you too.
Thank you. Oh, and Rosalba, would you mind? I brought some handouts for the council as well. Just one, on behalf of Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Salt Lake, I want to thank you and Murray City for the incredible support and both financially and for your advocacy for our kids and families in Murray City for the Murray Boys and Girls Clubs. Your impact really is proof right here in front of you in this outstanding teen. Noah has grown up in our Boys and Girls Clubs and is part of what we call Boys and Girls Clubs legacy. His mom, sitting here, waved, Megan, was also a Boys and Girls Club member at our Murray location, also a Youth of the Year. Murray, for Murray, and also your uncle, I understand also, right? So he's carrying on a proud tradition, not only for his family, but his Boys and Girls Club family, and representing Murray and the Greater Salt Lake and the entire state of Utah at our regional conference and national competition for Youth of the Year from Boys and Girls Clubs of America. So we're really excited for Noah to be able to go on to that next level. He's earning scholarships all along those ways at every level to help support him in his educational career. He attends Murray High School, plays football, referees in our junior jazz program, and does a lot of different things to support the teens in his Murray club here at Murray. Noah, is it okay? Do we have a few moments for Noah to share some of his comments and remarks?
Yeah.
I think he's prepared a very short speech that he'll be giving at the regional competition here next week about the Boys and Girls Club and his story.
Yes. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That was the sound that was made as the bathroom door broke. 5 seconds is all I had before the smoke left my mouth. 4 seconds of absolute panic. I had been caught. I could be expelled. 3 seconds. His body weight suffocated around me, trapped in his arms as his hand slid my wrist to retrieve the vape I was trying to hide. 2 seconds. I was already in his office where the list of consequences continued to grow. They were never ending, it seemed. 1 second. I thought that the only way to escape my consequences was to run from them. So I did. I was lost in more ways than one. I wandered for miles and miles trying to find my way. First call from Coach. Second call from Uncle. Third call from Aunt. Fourth call from Mom. But the fifth call I answer, this one, from Jill, my club director. I wasn't at club and I wasn't her responsibility. Yet the words she tells me through the phone, I looked for you for nearly an hour. Nearly an hour. Those 3 words proved to me I had someone at club who truly deeply cared about me. Yes, I had my mom, but I also had Jill. We made it back to her office where we discussed what was happening outside of club. It was the first time I could express my feelings about life and struggles in school. It was instrumental in helping me not only understand why I should not smoke, but how the decisions I make impact my future. I went from feeling complete panic to comfort, support, that I was home. When it felt like others had given up on me, Jill and the people at my Boys and Girls Club refused to. I learned throughout my years at the club there are other ways to deal with stress and problems. The staff at the Boys and Girls Club helped me through the toughest and best times of my life so far. They helped me gain leadership opportunities at the club that solidified communicating as one of my greatest strengths. Not only am I good at talking with people, but I learned I can merge people and strategies. I went from planning to drop out of school to now making college plans. I've rejoined my high school football team, and now I'm currently part of Murray's Black Student Union, which represents 4% population of African American students at my school. I want to show others what my club taught me. I want to show others that our futures are bright, full of possibilities and opportunities to succeed. We don't have to run or escape. We have the choice to be seen and heard. Our future, my future, will not go up in smoke. My name is Noah Shaw, and I'd like to thank you all again for your support for the Murray Boys and Girls Club. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you. Just in closing, I shared with you some numbers of the programs and the things that we offer every day in our clubs, but what it doesn't show behind those numbers is a story like Noah, that kids will make mistakes. It's bound to happen. What we try and teach and support kids and families like Megan and Noah is resiliency and that grit and that you can overcome and that one mistake does not define you and you have a network of people behind you in a safe place with people who care about you. And that's what your money and your support for Boys and Girls Clubs goes to help. And so on behalf of all of us, I thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. Noah, congratulations and good luck. Where do you go to get to the next level?
Yeah, so I have my competition out in California in Beverly Hills on the 28th is when I fly down there.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So
Oh
for
my
the audience
goodness.
online, he goes
You'll
to
do
Beverly
great.
Hills in the 28th, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And with the, Amanda, remind me, he receives a $20,000 scholarship, correct?
If he wins at that level.
Oh, if he wins at that level, okay.
About $5,000 in scholarships.
5,000 in scholarships already. That's awesome. Congratulations, Noah. You are welcome to stay and see what we do on the dais. So thank you so much. And thank you again for being here.
I have one thing.
Go ahead.
Where did you receive your scholarship from? What organization? Your 5,000?
Yeah, so from Boys and Girls Clubs.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
We contribute Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Salt Lake contributes that. The Boys and Girls Clubs Alliance of Utah contributes that, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America also.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, congratulations. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and move on to our agenda to special recognition, our second item of special recognition, Murray City Employee of the Month, Jennifer Littner, Parks Center Director, and I will be up there presenting with Kim Sorensen. All right, I'll turn this over to you.
Okay. Well, for those of you that don't know Jan, I can introduce her to you very quickly. If you know the Energizer Bunny, the Energizer Bunny is a clone of Jan with several things that aren't the same. One is I don't think the Energizer Bunny could keep up with Jan. So Jan has worked as the Park Center Director under our Recreation Director, Sony, for about 2 years. And in that 2 years, she had made some huge strides and changes in our Park Center that have benefited our citizens. There's a number of programs, a number of activities that have been added, more than I could list tonight. But the real key there is our citizens. We have citizens using the Park Center that have never used it before, about 2 years ago. The number of people going through the Park Center and actually enjoying the Park Center is huge. And one thing about Jan is she has not only brought in new programs and new activities, but she stays and works those programs. The hardest thing we have dealing with Jen is we can't get her to leave. So we appreciate Jen. All of her employees are here to support her, which says a lot. I'm going to hand the mic to Jen and let her talk.
Wait, before you do that, before you say your words, we want to give you and present you this certificate and also a $50 gift card from the council. And so this is yours. And go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say, thank you to everybody. Coming to Murray City has just been a blessing in my life. I have been here long enough to know that the people of Murray care. The citizens love Murray. The people that work here, Joe is a full-time, amazing assistant director that just helps the Park Center just sparkle, and the customer service is huge. Julie's our aquatics manager, and just the pool just has a new feel, a new friendly atmosphere where we get to know everybody. Becky's here. She's in charge of our group fitness, and we got another great compliment about group fitness. So it's just things that we do. Shannon is here as our lead with customer service at our front desk and running some of our programs. So the people just really care. Like just seeing Joey and his group come to the Park Center and work out, you know, it's just such a fun place to work. We have the Van Bibbers here who just give so much. The building wouldn't open without Bob, for sure. He's always there keeping our parks and everything going. But again, it's been a blast, and to be Employee of the Month, to have fun. It's been amazing, and I appreciate everyone that has been able to come to our programs and our events and help out and serve. It's just a great place to work. That's all I can say. So thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Can I just add, it's not just, Kim talked about the volume of programs that have been added since Jen's been there, but I think it's the creativity. Like, it's not just that we're adding a ton of programs, but they're unique programs.
Yep.
And I'm going to share one small story about what they're doing and how great they are. I helped out with the Easter egg hunt a few weeks ago. Now, I used to work in Parks and Rec, and when we did Easter egg hunts, we would just open bags of candy and throw it on the ground. But that wasn't good enough for these guys. They stuffed each individual egg and threw it out. So it was like a legitimate Easter egg hunt. Like, how many eggs did you stuff? I would say 5,000-ish? 10,000. They stuffed 10,000 eggs. Like, you guys have done an amazing job. And Jen, I know you were leading that, so you guys are doing awesome. Good job.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and your Christmas parties were amazing. Your first one, the second one, blew it. It was amazing. Thank you.
Sony lets me do everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sony.
Thank you for doing everything for the citizens and bringing them into the park. Thanks.
All right, anyone else? Congratulations again. It's a true honor. Well, you are welcome to stay or you can leave. You don't have to stay, but we are so proud to recognize you today as well. All right. We're going to go ahead while they disappear. We're going to go ahead and move on to the portion of the agenda for citizen comments. Citizen comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Step to the microphone, state your name and city of residence, and fill out a required form with Patty. And Patty is in the back over there, and she'll bring you a clipboard after your citizen comment period. Anybody is welcome.
Carl Jurek, citizen of Murray. A few months ago, I came before you and asked for a little bit of help because we were having problems, excuse me, with speeding in the area of my neighborhood, particularly 5600 South. And I just want to say thank you for hearing my complaints and doing something about it. You put up a big sign that says speed limit is 25. You put a sign that tells you how fast you're going and gives positive feedback or negative feedback with a happy or smile or frowny face. So that's great. The drivers are getting feedback. So thank you. I appreciate you hearing my complaint, doing something about it. Thank you, Ms. Turner, my representative, and thank you, council.
Thank you. Anyone else? Take your time, Sherry. Do not rush.
Sherry Van Bibber, do you need my address? 5469 Avalon Drive, Murray, Utah, 41007. B positive blood type. Let's see, 3 kids. I just wanted to share, we had graduation night, award night at Murray High School last night. And Doug was a great stand-in for the mayor and did a great job. And it was funny because we picked the same kids as you picked. So I thought we should maybe talk next year. But there's so many great kids, and there were so many. We had 9 kids apply for the MYCC, which is the Murray Youth Community Council, which I'm standing here with the advisor hat on for that. But through the Chamber of Commerce and their funds that they raised at the golf tournament, we gave 7 scholarships. And then through the Murray Exchange Club, we gave a $1,200 scholarship to our youth mayor and a $500 to our ACE student achieving the Challenge of Excellence, who has had a lot of things to go through. So the city our students has been so supportive, and our students are so wanting to be a part of the city. And so it is our goal to make sure our kids all know who their district and who their people are, so they can go to and have those conversations. Adam Hawk is a tough one, because we have his daughter, and we have to remind her all the time who her district representative is. But anyway, thank you. It was a great opportunity, and we have an amazing group coming up this next year. So just wanted to thank you all.
Thank you, Sherry.
Hello and good evening. My name is Natalie Pinkney. I currently serve on the South Salt Lake City Council. We have our council meetings tomorrow, so I'm not skipping or anything like that, but wanted to say hello. You might see me a lot more. I am running at large for the county council, but I wanted to just come and introduce myself as a fellow council member. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, yes. I'm sure, yes. Thank you.
My name's Lacey Parker. I just moved here 2 months ago, I think. And I live on 867 Holly Avenue, just down the street from Wheeler Farm. And that place is awesome. And I've been to a couple of their markets, and I've noticed that a lot of the waste just goes in trash cans. And at the markets, a lot of the waste is food waste. And they said that they get their trash picked up from Waste Management. And I tried to call Waste Management to see if they have a composting program, but I did not have any luck with that. I was just wondering if you guys, as the city council, since Wheeler Farm is in the city limits, if we could look at having a composting program for their markets to divert waste away from the landfill.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else have any citizen comments? Okay. I do have one that came on online, and this would probably be the appropriate time to read it. So let me go ahead and I forward it to the council. And this is from Samantha Eldridge, who is one of our residents in District 1. Murray City Council. I'm writing this letter to respectfully request the support of Murray City Council member Rosalba Dominguez to attend the Light Up Navajo project in June. I'm a member of the Navajo Nation and have resided in Murray for over 10 years, having grown up on the Navajo reservation with no electricity, running water, or access to broadband. I know firsthand the challenges that many tribal members face living in tribal and rural communities. Many of these families lack the basic essentials, such as a reliable lighting, heating, cooling, and access to internet. The Light Up Navajo project helps brings electricity to families in need and directly assists in improving their quality of life. This project relies heavily on community support and volunteers. Murray City has been a strong partner since its program inception of 2019. In my hope that Councilmember Dominguez will be able to attend to represent Murray City, gaining invaluable insights into the challenges faced by underserved communities and foster innovative solutions being implemented across the state, local, and tribal communities. Together, we can make a difference by sharing what we often take for granted, and doing so help create a world that values and uplifts every community. Sincerely, Samantha Eldridge. Samantha is also I believe she's a program director at the Indian Walk-In Center and grew up on the Navajo reservation herself and lives here in Murray City. So and we had another letter as well, but that came in after yesterday's timeline. So If anybody else has any other citizen comments, please, this is your last opportunity. Okay, great. We'll go ahead and close the citizen comment portion of the meeting. We have nothing on our consent agenda or a public hearing, and we'll go ahead and move forward to business item.
I have a motion.
Oh.
I move
Go
that we move business item number 3 to first in the line. I have my daughter's last orchestra concert starting right now, and I'd like to vote on that before I leave.
I second it.
Okay. Move agenda item business 3 to 1.
Paul has his daughter's last concert tonight, and she's graduating. And so.
Yeah, so I'd like to move that up first so I can vote on that, then I can leave. If you'll indulge me, please.
Okay, we have a first and a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ms. Hawk. I mean, Sarah, I'm sorry, Ms. Turner. Oh my gosh, Ms. Turner. Voting, please. Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Mr. Pickett.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move to motion that. Do we have any discussion? I do have something to say, but I'll take discussion either way. Yes. Item number 3 is consider council member myself request to visit the Light Up Navajo project.
Okay, I have a question about number 3. I'm wondering, did we receive a formal request? Jennifer?
What do you mean by formal request?
To have this particular...
Oh, from a department?
Or from anyone? Did we receive, I mean, I wasn't even aware of this.
Just the paperwork that Rosaba submitted.
So the
Did you
formal
receive-
request is coming from me.
Okay, but you weren't requested to
No, I
attend.
wasn't. No, I was not requested to attend. So
Okay.
just to kind of give some history, I have been in communication with members of the Navajo Nation about attending on my own. When the discussion happened, Jennifer put the numbers together and said, you should just request for funding to go since you're already going. Other than that, no.
Okay, are you going to attend on APPA when we go to San Diego? They're also having a ceremony at that time where they're giving Murray some kind of a
Recognition,
thank you.
yes.
So are you going to attend that?
Yes, I've already planned and registered for that.
Okay, so you'll be at that as well?
Yes, and this isn't, I mean, we've had discussions before about it, and I think we should go in support of the nation, whether it's me individually or others. I think we should. This is not just an opening. I've just put the proposal forward.
Okay. All right.
Any other discussions? Okay, so I just want to read this quick statement before we move forward. So I will be attending a ceremony for the Navajo Light Up on Friday, January 28th. I have housing available to me from a friend and Dane Navajo member who's of the nation. Jennifer encouraged me to apply for funding as she's calculated these numbers to support my travel and attending at the end of June. I'm told there is enough funding to attend, and I'm okay receiving less or the full sum. Either way is okay with me, or none. I would appreciate all of your support in attending, but with or without funding, I will be attending to show my support to the Dane and Navajo community, and to our linemen and staff. If I do not have your support, I will not be reporting of this trip to the public or staff. I will stay and encourage anyone who would like to attend from the council and staff to join me.
So what's your agenda look like while you're down there?
So my agenda would be I would pretty much drive in, participate in their last ceremonial celebration that they celebrate with the linemen and any of the leaders as well, and then drive back on Saturday morning. So drive down on Thursday, attend the ceremony on Friday, and then drive back Saturday.
So it's just a ceremony, no other meetings?
No, not that I'm aware of. I mean, not that I've been invited to, so no.
I move that we end discussion and we vote on this business item.
I second it.
Wasn't the motion to, it was just to move the item, okay? Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
So the motions, are you calling for previous question off of it to end debate?
Yes.
And then there's a second off a previous question.
So,
And just for point of clarification, that would end the debate without voting on the motion. We would just end debate and not approve it. Is that what you're going for? Or not approve it or vote anywhere? We're just indefinitely tabling it?
I would like to just vote on this right now. We've received information. We have 3 pages of good notes here. We've asked questions, and there seems to be a silence, so I just make a motion that we vote on it now.
Okay.
and there's a second, so, yeah.
Ms. Turner?
Okay, so
Well, he's asking for a vote. To vote to
So point of order,
end.
this is a vote to end debate, not voting whether or not to approve the measure. Just a vote
Correct,
to end
correct.
debate.
I just want to get
Okay.
to the vote.
So,
okay.
So, Ms. Turner? Are you voting yes to end the debate or nay to end the
Do
debate?
you want to keep debating?
Yes, to end the debate.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Mr. Pickett?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
aye. Okay, I will entertain a motion or not entertain a motion.
Well, I move that we vote on business item number 3, the request for funding for attendance of the Light Up Navajo project.
And, we'd have to have a motion to do that.
Yeah. So you move to have a vote? Okay, then you,
So you're motioning to approve it. That's your motion.
I'm motioning that we vote. And if we need clarification from this, I'd like to receive clarification on what I should be saying to vote on this.
So my understanding, Jillian, correct me, is we have to motion to approve, and then we'd have to second that, and then we'd have to vote
There
on
needs to be
it.
a motion to approve or deny. Put a motion on the table, yeah.
so I'll do this. I'll make a motion to approve the or consider myself to attend the Light Up Navajo project. Somebody has to second. Okay, so no second? All right. And then it dies, right? Okay. All right, so that motion dies.
Oh, Paul needs to be excused.
So I excuse Paul Pickett to not finish the meeting, and he will be excused for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you.
To enjoy his daughter's last concert. Have fun.
Okay, I will go ahead and we'll move on to item number 1 and consider a resolution adopting the City Council's tentative budget as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025, and scheduling a hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted.
Okay, so I did put a presentation together. It's a little longer than the last one since this budget is much bigger. So some of the highlights, and you guys have all heard these, but some citizens have not, and you should just, a quick reminder on what we're voting on. The general fund budget is balanced with a $2.2 million use of reserves. There is a 5% property tax increase. It's $22 on a $520,000 house. Employees will receive a 3% COLA, get a step increase. Health insurance has gone up 5.7. The dental, with the change to PHP, went up 13.3. There was a 10% decrease last year, so it kind of works out. The budget includes 7 full-time employees, a police officer, 3 paramedic firefighters, a fire inspector, a marketing specialist, and a senior librarian. The budget removes the HIDA coordinator, a chief communications officer, and the SSOD inspector. And their 8-position pay ranges were increased to be within 5% of market, and they were mostly firefighters and police officers. The fund summary, you can see the capital fund they're coming and going. Some funds are spending reserves. Most of the ones that are spending reserves are spending them on capital or long-term improvements, and I'll just go through them really quick. The library fund is increasing theirs. They're continuing to save for a new library or a library model, where that's still up in the air. Capital funds allocated to the remodel of the restrooms, which the roof that they use the restroom money for this year is probably going to get done next week or the week after. Central Garage Fund is using $100,000 of reserves. They're transferring $63,000 to the MBA. Retained Risk using $425,000 of reserves. Insurance premiums increased 35%. The reserve level is being kept at 4 times our $350,000 deductible. The enterprise funds, water fund, they're using $951,000 of reserves. That's just $951,000, not $951,000 million, okay, of reserves for capital projects. They're doing pipe replacements and tank maintenance. The wastewater fund is using $829,000 of reserves. Their revenue was increased due to the 3rd of 5 yearly rate adjustments that we're in the process of. And capital projects is adding $1.3 million toward the sewer line replacement project that's east of State Street. That project is actually, they were saving it over multiple years. It's 3.7, maybe $4 million. Stormwater fund is increasing reserves $111,000. Their charges for services increased 4%, not due to, well, there is a rate increase, but actually to kind of better match what we are actually collecting. And they are purchasing a new street sweeper and doing storm drain work for Cherry Street, Jensen Lane. Solid Waste, using reserves to purchase the garbage truck. Parks Department contributed $292,000 towards the 500. Murray Parkway Fund is using reserves. They are no longer receiving an operational transfer from the general fund. They can support their operations. They still need a little help with their capital, so the CIP fund is sending them $230,000. The Power Fund is using $4.2 million in reserves. They are, with the rate schedules we have, they are covering their operations with their revenue. They are not covering all of their capital projects, but they are covering operations and the cost of power. General fund summary. The property tax increase is $572,000, and according to your instructions, the growth will go on top of that, so that the amount of reserves we use will be less than 2.2. That property tax increase will help pay for the paramedics, firefighters, the inspector, and the marketing specialist. Sales tax revenue I have budgeted at 2023's level, less 1%. I'm not too worried about it, although with this month, our year this year is running 0.3 below 2023's level right now. So we're even for 23 and 24. Personnel costs increased 5% and operations increased 6%. This is just a quick little thing of where it all comes from. Sales tax, property tax is our main source of revenue. This is where it's going. Police and fire and Parks and Rec spend most of the funds, debt, and transfers out, which is the money going to the capital projects fund. And the public works seems very, very small at 9%. That is just the people. That is not the actual amount we spend on roads. The CIP fund has $1.9 million in it for the bigger road projects, and we have spent, there's a whole lot of money that's rolling forward from last year's projects that haven't been finished. Total projects in the CIP fund, $19.6 million. The Murray Armory requested $550 extra. The Murray Mansion, $500 additional funding to complete that renovation. The Murray Theater needed equipment. Their budget is going to be fine right now for the renovation, but they needed equipment. Fire equipment's 1.6. Police equipment is 301. I did remove $666,000 of police cars because we have that car dealership with all those pretty white cars because they received a shipment of 12 cars in this year that was expected in next year. So we just rolled that. I'm going to do a budget opening. You'll see it. We'll talk about it in committee of the whole. We rolled that $660,000 backwards and took it out of this budget. Same effect between the 2 years on the CIP fund. Streets projects at 1.9. The outdoor pool renovation, we have $500,000 in there for the design. And we moved $4 million forward so we can go after some TRCC funding to hopefully pay for the other $4 million of what is expected to be an $8 million project. I added the purchase of the fire clay property with the park impact fees for $500,000 and the purchase of, this is the brand new one that you've sort of heard about, of the Jordan River in Winchester with park impact fees of 2.1. This is just a slight picture. This is the fire clay. It's a very, very small piece of property. I'm assuming, or I think the plan is to put some trees and maybe some places people can sit but not lay into this area and just have an open space for people to wander into. This is the Winchester and the Jordan River. We're looking at this. Oh, you can't see my cursor. That big piece of parcel that's right up against Winchester and Murray Bluffs, that big one. And then the little one that is landlocked. You see the two strips, that Triumph Lane, the piece of property that's kind of like a baseball or a home base shape, that piece. The other little parcels belong to either Utah Power has the long skinny ones, and then there's some right along the Jordan River. The one right next, I just found this out, the one right next to Winchester is owned by West Jordan. Those other two little ones are owned by Murray. And that purple line is the West Jordan Murray border. So there we don't know what we're going to do with this property except for right now, leave it as open space and not put houses there. And then after that, there will be some decisions. The county actually has brought forth, suggested that they could help us purchase this property. I put the full purchase price in our budget. And if the county decides, and we decide that's a good thing, that we would just not spend our portion that the county covers. So this is all brand new. We've agreed to sell it to us, is basically where we are at right now. The owner has agreed to sell it to us, and we're working out the contracts And I think that's where we're at. Anything else I should? So this is in this will be the appropriation. So when we sign a contract that says subject to appropriation, you've already appropriated the funds to purchase the property.
Brenda, if I could just mention also, a portion, that smaller piece of property on the south end is located in the West Jordan city limits right now. So Mayor Hells has met with Mayor Burton in West Jordan, and they have, of course, just verbally agreed that when the city does finally own this property, should you approve the funds to buy it, that we will work with West Jordan to do a boundary adjustment so that that property then will be within Murray City boundaries.
They won't, West Jordan, it's tax exempt, so it'll be tax exempt either way. So they don't care about property tax. It'll make them so they don't have to mow it, and we do. For right now.
And that is in District 2. That's in District 2, my district, correct? Correct. Okay.
Yeah, it's right across the street from the golf course.
Yep.
Yeah. So tonight, what you are approving the tentative budget, and this is what, because we are going to do a truth in taxation hearing, this is what the city will operate on until August 13th. We will have a public hearing on June 4th, so the public can make some initial comments. That we'll have another one on August 13th, and that is when the final budget will be approved. June 4th, we have the MBA meeting to approve their budget, and then we'll have 3 public hearings, executive compensation, budget, public hearings, just to take comments, and the enterprise fund transfers. You'll approve or deny those. June 18th, there's an RDA meeting. That's when we will do their budget. And then August 13th is the city council meeting and a truth in taxation public hearing and adoption of the tax levy and budget approval. So that's where we're at. Tonight, you just approved the tentative budget, and then we have something so that come July 1, we can continue operations. Any questions?
What do we have left in reserves?
In the general fund? They'll be right around $13 or $14 million. It'll end up, by the time I do transfers and stuff at the end of this year, I'm projecting we'll end up at least 25%. The budget itself says 38, but that doesn't take into account the transfer I will do at the end of the fiscal year to keep us below, right around 25.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
No other questions? No? Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I motion to approve or to adopt the City Council's tentative budget as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025, and scheduling a hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted.
I second it.
Perfect. I got a first and a second.
Ms. Turner?
Ms. Turner?
Aye. Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
So it's passed.
Yes, it is passed.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. We're going to move on to item number 2, consider resolution authorizing a tax certificate and agreement for UM's firm power supply project and related matters. Greg, if you want to come up and present. Is Matt joining you, or is it just yourself?
We'll see if I can do this one.
Okay.
Thank Council, Mayor Pro Tem, thanks for having me here tonight. So Matt and I came 2 weeks ago to Committee of the Whole and talked about this. And so we'll just kind of, I followed Brenda's lead and there we go. I have a presentation, but it's gonna be very short. So, my slides, so just take that in for a second, and then So what this is UAMPS has been approached by an entity that would like to do a pre-purchase, which on our Red Mesa solar project. And we're a part of that. We take 5 megawatts of the Red Mesa. And so what that does is it takes our tax exempt status and takes somebody that, it's gonna go here, I promise. There we go. So it's gonna take it's gonna take our lower tax exempt cost of funds and transfer that to someone that has a higher taxable cost of funds. And with that whole thing happening, we're gonna get about 8% savings on our Red Mesa solar. And just kind of put that in perspective, right now, yesterday we peaked it at about 48 megawatts. And so 5 megawatts of solar when it's producing is like 10% of our load, which is kind of awesome, I think. So, and then of course in the summer when it jumps to 100 megawatts, it's 5% of our load when it's producing. It doesn't produce, around the clock, I get that, but it's a wonderful resource. We love it. And so through this process, there's going to be a 30-year bond that's issued, and we don't have it doesn't affect us at all. And with that prepay, we get about an 8% savings, and so that's about a $3 a megawatt hour savings on our Red Mesa. And about over a year is about $16,000 total in savings for us, which, is great. So we think this is a good project, I think this is a good one to participate in. We've studied it for quite a while. It's pretty complex. I've tried to simplify it the best I can, but here we go the other way. So we're trying to, like I said, it's a 30-year term. Our Red Mesas for 25 years, so they're going to have to figure out the last 5 years. And with this, we have to do a qualified use certificate because we have to take that Red Mesa solar into our system and distribute that to our customers. And we don't have a problem doing that. That's not a problem at all. So all in all, we think it's a good deal for us and whoever else is involved. It's helping someone else along the way. So I don't know if you have any questions.
No.
I love no questions. Thank you.
That doesn't happen often, so.
No, it does not.
You've been very thorough with that. Thank you.
All right, I'll take a motion.
I move the approval of the resolution authorizing a tax certificate, an agreement for UAMPS firm power supply project, and related matters.
I'll second.
Okay, Brooke?
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye. All right, that has been approved. Congratulations. You guys enjoy your evening. All right, we'll go ahead and move forward to item number 4. Consider a resolution accepting for further consideration or denying a petition for annexation known as Van Winkle 2 related to property located approximately between 9th East and Van Winkle Expressway and between approximately 4800 South and the boundary of Murray City and approximately 4840 to 4890 South in unincorporated Salt Lake County. And Brooke will be presenting. GL, are you presenting as well? You're listed on here. Okay, perfect.
All right. No. All right. I just lost my screen. Hold on. Let me re-present. Present. Take this over here, full screen. All right, we are here today to talk about annexation. Just for a little heads up, I was trying to do research on the last time we've done an annexation. back in the day, in the 1980s, we did a ton, and I think the last one we did was in 2002. So we are all in this learning experience and figuring out this annexation. The petitioner is Marv Hendrickson. He is here in the audience today, so if you have questions or you want to invite him up, that would be fine too after I present. And then the area that we're talking about is Van Winkle 2. There was two petitions. This is the second one that we're doing. Just for clarification, this is the first step of annexation. You are not voting to incorporate them into our city. You are voting to accept for further consideration or deny. So that is the basic first step. And state code says that city council has 14 days once a petition has been submitted to either accept for consideration or deny it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The area we're talking about is unincorporated area that is in between Murray and Mill Creek. It is in District 3, and it borders the Van Winkle Road and 900 East. Let's see. And then I just wanted to briefly talk about the estimated potential impact. So we estimate that it will be approximately 100 people. We were pulling numbers from the census done in 2020, and then the blocks that we had to pull from, we had to guesstimate how many people would be potentially added. There are 34 additional residents, 2 commercial properties, and in those 2 commercial properties are several suites or units. And then the taxable value estimate is about $40,000 for the city and close to $9,000 for the library if we added them in. I did highlight these 2 colors different for the public right-of-way and the private right-of-way because in your packet, they were updated since you got the packet. So there are 3 public right-of-ways and then 2 private right-of-ways. The garbage would remain the same. Water with Wasatch Front Waste. Water will be Salt Lake City. Wastewater will be Cottonwood Improvement District. The power will be Rocky Mountain. And then we have talked to the department or the chiefs for police and fire, and they anticipate a minimal impact. They can talk a little bit more about that if you have questions for them. But they are, I talked to Chief Middleman, and he said that they're already responding to priority 1, like the emergency calls in that area, because they can get there faster than the other service districts that provide that. So with that, this is my short presentation. I'm going to turn the time back over to you to discuss. Again, we've got Marv and some of the chiefs here, and GL, our annexation expert. And so if you have questions, feel free to ask them, and then we can proceed.
What does public right-of-way and private right-of-way, can you explain that?
I think public right-of-way is where we will take care of, maintain the roads. So snow removal, potholes, anything like that. Private right-of-way would be owned by an HOA, and they would maintain those roads. That's my assumption. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Do we take care of the light posts, all that, too? Or is that Rocky Mountain Power?
Yeah, if it's part of Rocky Mountain's power, then we will work with Rocky Mountain to determine who is responsible. I know that the power department is maintaining a lot of the streetlights in Rocky Mountain Power's service area in Murray City.
Okay.
So, but that would have to be, we'd have to look at, see if there's any agreements with Rocky Mountain Power and the property owners to do that first.
Okay.
Now, this area has got to be incorporated within what's the time frame that the state's requiring this area to be incorporated? 2 years? Either Mill Creek or us? I guess.
Yeah, so some legislation was passed this year at the legislature that requires any islands between cities, such as this area, has to be part of a city by July 1st of 2025.
Now, with this other part that's not being incorporated in this process, could we at some point merge both of them and consider them at the same time? Or are they going to be on separate tracks if we
So you're
decide
talking
to?
about the Country Club Estates, which is the area to the south, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So that is not part of this petition, so that will still remain an island in Salt Lake, or an unincorporated Salt Lake County. and will remain that way until this July 1st of 2025 date. And at that time, the legislation says that the city with the highest population would it would move into that city unless there is an interlocal agreement between cities to do something different. We have met, the mayor and staff have met with the mayor and staff of Mill Creek. They have indicated that they would prefer that this area come to Murray City. So I would imagine that this area that you're referring to, the Country Club Estates, will eventually come into Murray City, should you as the city council vote to approve an interlocal agreement.
Okay. Do we want to bring up the applicant? Do you have anything to say? Welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's, let me ask this first question. How many of you have been associated with or lived in Murray City since 1965? By a raise of hands?
I don't think. No.
I only say that because.
I mean, look behind you. Yeah, Diane can.
You're in the minority then.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say that in 1965, I had the opportunity to start building an Indian Wells subdivision, which is behind the UEA building and along the Mick Riley Golf Course. And it's interesting because the first house that I ever built and sold and packaged was in Indian Wells. Well, it was in Apple Blossom, which was the first lot adjacent. And we look at the numbers up here with our budget and the likes. At that time, a 1,380 square foot house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, full basement, 2-car garage, with a $4,000 lot sitting on Mick Riley Golf Course cost $19,347. So look and say, where did the dollars go? But in that last 59 years, I've been somewhat of an infill developer in Murray City. And, you know, it's interesting because I was the only one in the family that did not live in Murray City. Since then, I had built houses for 2 brothers, 2 sons, 3 nephews, and 1 niece. So virtually all of my family lives in Murray. And when the annexation takes place, I will be a Murrayite as well. Back in about 2000, the annexations, Murray City was 900 east, give or take a year or two. And from 3 Fountains, had an annexation petition, and ironically didn't come over next door because I'm next door to 3 Fountains. And that was one of the first annexations. And then the annexations continued south and east along Van Winkle up to the freeway. And this is, I think, the last unincorporated parcel in to the west of Van Winkle. And it's only right that it goes to Murray City. Now, it's interesting, Doug and I have had, and Counselor here, discussions on this for a number of years. And I did notice on 2019, there was they had a petition was sent out by Mill Creek for annexation of this parcel of property. And it was interesting because they sent out a notice that indicated initially, Murray City doesn't want you, Holiday doesn't want you, but we want you. Well, I know some of the folks over in Mill Creek, and I'd call Mill Creek, since they incorporated, even before they did, the biggest land grabber in the city in Salt Lake County. But that's neither here nor there, and that was my opinion, of course. But when they initially had their petition in, it was to take all of the property shown on what was petition number 1 and petition number 2. And so we took it upon ourselves to go in and fight Mill Creek, and was fortunate enough to get them to back off and eliminate the annexations that they had. It was our opinion if they were going to go, they should have went to Murray Holiday Road and stopped there. But the attitude was, we'll go as far as we can and get as much as we can. So anyway, we went through the process and got the majority of the petition signed for Van Winkle number 1, and worked diligently with, attempted to with the mobile home park. And I have made a number of contacts and got to the point that the right people we couldn't contact, so Doug was fortunate enough to be able to make some contacts. And you know, it's kind of a situation there with the mobile home park is a tit for tat. What can you do for me that Mill Creek can't do for me? You know, you're going to give me a better deal than Mill Creek, so which way are we going to go? But it is interesting to see that the legislature did change the rules, and next year they really don't have a choice. And if Mill Creek does what they say they're going to do and allow this to go to Murray City, that would be most beneficial. So we have some issues still to take care of. Let's see. And Brooks and I are going over those. It's some of those things that by the time you take them to the attorney, you better have them right or they're going to flip them back to us. And we're used to seeing that happen. But I think this is by far the best route to go, because those people that live in that area, well, there are some exceptions. One guy doesn't want to go to Murray City because he got stopped by a Murray City police officer and got a ticket once. And one other individual doesn't want to go because of his dogs. So I said, well, okay, that's 2 of those individuals of the residents that have expressed negative opinions. You know, let me say one thing. This facility there for for drug addiction and the likes, the 6 buildings in there, I live directly behind that. And in the years that they've been there, ironically, you know, it was expected that there would be all kinds of problems with those individuals. But the staff at that facility does an absolutely fine job. And we have had, maybe and right across the wall, absolutely no interference with any of their people that have been at that facility. So I commend them, and have done so, for the great job that they've done in maintaining, you know, the integrity of their facility. So I would just hope that you would say, you know, this is by far the best way to go, and let's get on with it and take care of the little miscellaneous items and go from there. So,
well, thank you.
Thanks for allowing me to have an audience.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. All right. Well, thank you. Gial, do you have anything to add? Anybody else have any questions? I think it's pretty straightforward, and I know you've been working on this for a long time, so thank you for bringing it forward. All right, I will entertain a motion.
I move the approval of the resolution accepting for further consideration or denying a petition for annexation known as Van Winkle 2, related to property located approximately between 900 East and Van Winkle Expressway and between approximately 4800 South and the boundary of Murray City at approximately 4840, 4890 South in unincorporated Salt Lake County.
So can I clarify? I think this was kind of in a 2-step resolution.
Okay.
And you read or denying, I think what you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You want to accept it for further consideration.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, further consideration, yes.
Okay.
I'll second.
Perfect. I guess Brooke from right there.
Okay, Ms. Turner,
Aye.
Mr. Hawk,
Aye.
Ms. Cotter,
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye. All
Thank
right. That motion has passed. Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and turn over to Doug. Any updates from the mayor?
Yeah, I just want to mention that this week through Sunday is Emergency Medical Services Week, EMS Week. And this is important not only to the city because of our medical technicians, paramedics, and firefighters that we have, but also to our citizens who are typically being helped or saved by these emergency medical people. So I want to thank our firefighters and paramedics and EMTs for all that they do for our citizens. And if you've ever been in need, as I have, it's nice to know that we have these great firefighters out there to help us. And it even goes beyond our firefighters. We appreciate our nurses, physicians, and others that are involved in this great work. So as part of EMS Week, the fire department will be hosting on Saturday from 8 till 10 a.m. a pancake breakfast. So I want to encourage anybody who's within range of my voice to stop by the fire station, which is just next door here to City Hall, just west of City Hall, between 8 and 10 on Saturday, and have a free breakfast of pancakes and I'm sure a lot of other good stuff. So thank you, fire department.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
Just two other quick items. With Memorial Day weekend coming up this weekend, that is the typical opening of the outdoor swimming pool at Murray Park. So hopefully, weather permitting, it will be warm enough that people will want to visit the swimming pool. And then I just want to mention that it is construction season with the weather warming up, and our Public Works Department has numerous road projects, right-of-way projects that they're working on right now, too numerous for me to mention, but you heard many of them in our previous meetings. So ask our public just to be patient. All of these are projects that eventually will end and will be good for our city. So that's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Any questions for Doug, Mayor's office? All right, with that, I will motion that we adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. All right, thank you.